Good morning, everybody. This is Taz. I'm going to do another wig review for you today, but first I would like just to take a moment. Today is Memorial Day. I'd like to take a moment in remembrance of all the veterans who have served and died for our country. I know my father, my husband, and my son have all served in the military, and they've all seen active wartime while serving in the military. My son is currently serving in the United States Air Force over in Okinawa, Japan. And every day I say a prayer. So for all of you out there who have lost loved ones as the result of war and serving our country, God bless you. All right, so I'd like today to review Gabor Radiant Beauty. And she is what I have on now. I have her in 4 colors. Yes, I like her that much. And this one is the soft shade Sandy Blonde GL 1422. And I'm not going to dig out the tags or the boxes because these are all my own personal wigs. I love this wig. I think it's amazing, and I'm just a big fan of this curl. The first thing I'd like to do, though, before I show you this wig in the other colors, is just to review the cap construction real quick so that everybody knows what that looks like under the cap. So here I have another one, the Radiant Beauty. So what I love about it is that it has an amazing lace front, okay? And it does go back into a mono part, and that part is situated here just to the left of the center. And the parting is maybe about 1 inch to 1.5 inches wide, so you can move it around a little bit and still keep it with that mono part action there. So, and what I like about the mono part, as opposed to just a lace front and a full mono top, is that you don't get a seam. So it just blends seamlessly up through the mono part and then throughout the lace front on the wig. So no seam, no having to cover that seam up. So the rest of it is open cap, very, very stretchy, a lot of wefts in there. There's a lot of hair here. And you've got nice moleskin ear tabs that are bendable. And then a nice extended moleskin nape. This truly is a nice luxury wig. I love it. I think it's the most comfortable cap ever. I don't even know it's on. I mean, I've said that before about wigs, but this one is really, really special in terms of comfort. Now, one thing I did have to do after I got it out of the box and tried it on, it's an average cap size, but I did have to take these extenders here, which are Velcro, and move them in quite a bit to accommodate my petite circumference. But I got it adjusted just fine, and it works out great. So again, very nice luxury cap. The fact that it's just a mono part here probably does keep the cost down a little bit, although I think this retails for, say, $254 when it's not on sale. All right, so back to the wig. Quick measurements, we've got a 10.5 inch front, a 10.5 inch crown, 11 1/4 on the sides, and then another 10 inches on the nape. Okay, so it's a nice, pretty much even long, or medium, I guess you would call it a medium length style. But what sets it apart from a lot of wigs on the market right now is the curl pattern. I've talked about how many different curl patterns you can find in wigs. And I love this one. This one is just a messy, deconstructed curl pattern. Not, you know, you could get a lot of scrunch out of this. If you remember just taking some mousse or something, if you've ever had bio hair that has some natural curl or perm, and just maximizing those curls by taking some mousse and scrunching it in. That's what this reminds me of. I never had enough hair to do that. I always wish I had, and now I do. So I don't think you need a lot of product here. Now the manufacturer's photos do show this styled off the face somewhat. And then the curls seem to be a little more defined. So I'm assuming that there was a lot of synthetic safe hairspray involved. And maybe even some gel to get those scrunches to work. I don't like a crunchy curl. So I'm probably not going to use any product in this. I love it the way it is. I would never ever take a comb or a brush to these curls. I can just see them if you tried to, it would just be a frizzy mess if you tried to do that. So just some basic finger styling, I think, is all it needs. And you can separate them just by kind of loosening up those layers to get some volume. And this has a lot of volume, a lot of, I'm going to say poofy because that implies maybe there's a lot of permatease up here. And there's some, but you don't get that, say, that Noriko poof that some people don't like. The permatease is in all the right places and all the right amounts. So that's definitely not a problem here. So one thing that I love to do with this wig is a couple things. Okay, so there's a lot of curl here, and you know, it tends to flop around. I've got it parted here right in the center of that mono part, and so the curls are going every which way. You know, there's really not a clear direction here, so sometimes you can get some floppy, and sometimes you get a lot of volume here you may not want. So anyway, I think it's pretty cute to just use these little clippy things, and you can draw some hair up in that, just enough to draw some away from the face and the sides. And this is so challenging in front of the camera. All right, so just some tendrils here in the front, but it just takes some of the poofiness off of the sides of it. Okay, so that's just one thing that I've done that I like to do. I'm going to do a spin for you real quick here. I'm going to take these out and I'm going to do a spin for you. A lot of folks like to see the wig. They don't care about the actual review. So I want to get that out of the way real quick here. All right, so the sides can be drawn in front. I like to wear them nicely over the shoulder. The left side. In the back. Okay, and then the right side. All right. And that rooting, if anybody has had a chance to inspect those soft shade colors in person, it's just a very soft, subtle rooting, which I really like, especially with the blondes, because a lot of times you get a rooted blonde, a rooted light blonde, and that blonde looks so stark against say an 8 or a 10 root. I mean, those are pretty dark brunette roots. And it seems very stark to me. So I really enjoy these soft shades with just more like a shadowing of a root and not a very dark one. So, all right, so let's talk about the color. GL 1422, sandy blonde, my favorite Gabor blonde. Everybody knows that about me, but very, very nice color. And I'll try to get up here. I've got some natural light coming in through the window. It's just a very, I don't want to say neutral blonde, but it's not too ashy and it's not too gold. It's just a nice mix of both. So I guess that would be kind of neutral. And those roots, just a subtle. The only thing is sometimes with the soft shades, especially against the blonde, the roots kind of look golden, more of a brassy gold, but that's okay. I still like it better than the 8 or the 10 root. So very, very pretty. Okay, so my goal today was to show you 4 different colors in this style and maybe just throw in a couple of styling options. You know, it's summertime. This wig only weighs 3.75 ounces, so it's very, very light. The hair, for the amount of curl, and it just looks so voluminous, it's not heavy. It feels so feathery, light, very breezy. One thing I like to do, I'm I think you've seen me do this before, but just to grab some of this hair here and pull it back and use one of these little pressure clippy deals. Center it just below the crown, so it's not quite an updo. I mean, you don't want to risk, in the end, you could put more hair up in there too. I think I'll do that now. And you do want to have some effect of wearing the clip, but you don't have to have a full ponytail or a full updo to get some of that hair off of your face and to give it a really cute style. So let's do a spin so you can see how I situated that clip. I hope it's straight, but I would never leave the house without checking it out on all sides. So here's the left side again. In the back. Okay. And then the right side. I just love it. And if you wanted to do a full updo, I think you could just leave some tendrils at the back and maybe on the sides, obviously just to sort of cover any bio hair and cover the caps and make sure there's no exposed wefts. But this lends itself nicely to an updo. And here I just have it like a claw comb here, because there's enough hair to make a nice low ponytail. But still, these tendrils here in the front are so cute. Just a real soft curl, exactly what you would want for an updo. For a ponytail, I'll do a quick spin. So a nice low ponytail, still ample hair for that. Quick right side. Okay. All right, so that's a couple of styling options that you could certainly do very easily. I am going to be right back with the next color. See you soon. I'm back, everybody. All right, so I want to show you Gabor's Radiant Beauty in 2722 in its caramel. I got this one on clearance. Apparently somebody had returned it because it didn't work for them, and I got a really good deal on it. All right, so the 2722, you know I love the 22, that's a part of my sandy blonde color code, and the 27, I was kind of afraid that that would make it too strawberry for me because it is getting up there on the red scale, but it's just a very perfect blending of the 27 and the 22, and you just get a very soft hint of a nice warm strawberry color, and it's not intense at all. It's very soft. Let's see if we can get up close on this so you can see. This is not a soft shade color, so maybe you can see some of the dimension that I'm talking about here. I think you just catch glimpses of that 27, and then the highlighted color would be sort of the 22, I guess. But, and again, I'm in very natural light here coming through the window, so I think that if you are blonde and you like the blonde and you just want to go a tad different, I think this would be a good color. See, okay, so I think you can see here some of that 27 caramelly look to it. It's so cute. Okay, so I'm happy with this color. When I got it, it just exceeded my expectation. Okay, so we're talking about Gabor Radiant Beauty, and I showed you in the last clip just a couple of like styling options that you could do. And because it does have a lace front, I mean, don't be afraid to pull it off of your face. And the manufacturer's photo, there's quite a bit of hairspray and things to pull that away from the face. The lace front is so cute. I mean, it's very well done. In fact, I'll go ahead and clip it up here so that you can see. And this would probably be something that you could do just to keep it off of your face. But I'm showing it to you. See, it's just undetectable. There's the mono part coming in here. And it's not heavily dense. It's not heavily, doesn't have too much hair. I mean, it's not too dense. The lace front and the mono part, just very nicely done. You really like that. So even for summer, if you like to do that and then pull it up here and just leave something down there, I think that would be really, really cute. So I'll go ahead and do a spin for you for this color. Again, 2722 caramel. Okay, left side. Yeah. Okay, and the right side. All right, so I love, this is another color, I'm trying to get some different lighting here. Another color that I found that I love. My wish list just keeps getting bigger and bigger. But I'm so glad that Gabor came out with this wig. I mean, the curl pattern is just amazing. And you just plop it on your head and go. You really don't have to do anything with it to make it suitable for wear. All right, so I'll be up next with another color. Stay tuned. Okay, I'm back, and I have on the Gabor Radiant Beauty again, and the color is Buttered Toast 1525. It's still very much a blonde color, and it does have a lot of dimension. Because of that 15, you do get some depth, more so than the 2722, I think, or even that 1422, which is the sandy blonde. And when you start getting into the 15s and below, it seems like when they're highlighted with that blonder shade, you get a lot more highlighting around the face. You really can't tell so much on my sandy blonde and not so much on the caramel, but in this color, you can definitely see it. So if you can tell, a lot of the highlighting is concentrated around the face. And if I pull this up, you can just really see that highlighting. I love that. Just gives you a nice youthful look. Remember when you were a kid and your hair was always lighter right there where your baby fine hairs are at the front? I love that. So Buttered Toast. And you can see some small differences. I mean, I have 4 of these wigs, 4 different colors. And each time I put one on, the different one on, you can see some subtle differences. Like this curl, it's the same wig, obviously it's the same style and everything, but the curl seems to be a little more pulled up, a little more scrunched. Even when I kind of pull with my hands, and I don't mind that. I think it's great. I like it all. But some of those small differences, and I was once explained to that with Gabor and a lot of other wig makers. They have several different manufacturing plants, I guess you would call them. And so you can see some differences. And I think they've even attached a percentage that there's a 10% variance from wig to wig on maybe color variance or length or just little different quirkiness on the style. So you can never get the same wig twice. All right, so I'm going to do a spin for you, and again, this is 1526 Buttered Toast. Okay. Left side. This is not a rooted color, and there's so much dimension here that it doesn't really need a root. You've got the mono top. You've got this amazing highlighting with a darker shade on the base color. So I am not missing a root on this at all. One thing about the Radiant Beauty is, and this is true with all of them that I've gotten, it must just be some silicone or something that they put on the curls, because when you get it out, it almost has that damp appearance to it. Maybe just to give the curl some definition. It's a little shiny, but to me it just looks more like you've just washed your hair, you combed it out, and it's almost dry. Not quite, almost. And I noticed that on Raquel Welch's statement piece too. So it might be something new that Hair You Wear is doing, but it's not excessively shiny. Like I said, it just makes those curls pop a little more. Okay, so I'll be up next with my last color. Okay, so here we are. This is Toasted Pecan, 1823. And I ended up buying this one because I saw a wig review that Deborah with Interpretive Option, I want to say, she did a very nice review on this one. And I love the color. Now, I got to be honest with you, when I got it home, got it out of the box before I even put it on my head, I'm thinking, that's gray. It kind of looks like, a mature woman that's got this fabulous hair that just wants to sport some of the lighter gray of her natural color. And I wasn't opposed to it. It's just, it startled me a little bit because I didn't order a gray wig. It's very, very beautiful though. So again, the highlighting is very light, almost white, against the darker, very ashy base color. So I'll get up close here and try to point that out to you. So you can see some of that highlight. You can really tell under there. Let me try to put some clips in so you can see that a little better. I think you can really see some of those pieces now that are just super light. Sometimes you can't go by the color cut. And that's why we have wonderful wig reviews on YouTube that we can see what the color looks like before you buy it. Because sometimes that digital swatch doesn't tell you what the overall appearance is going to be, the way the highlights are distributed throughout the hair. Very light there towards the face. I think it looks really nice with the tan. I got a little bit of sun over the last couple of weekends just working out in the yard, and when I put this on, it just made it pop. Made that tan look really nice. All right, I'll do a spin. The right side. Got a hair that's kind of sticking up there, but I think you get what I was going for there. Okay, super, super cute. Good for, this is part of the Gabor spring collection. So, I mean, it is lightweight, very feathery, very on trend with the curl, and just perfect for summer. Anytime, really. I hope this style doesn't go away anytime soon, because I'll be looking for the clearance sales on these just to improve my collection. All right, well, thank you so much for watching. And again, remember our fallen vets.